Have you ever wondered why, even though you are a calm, stable, honest senior man, women today seem almost unable to truly connect with you? Why conversations feel surface level? Why emotional chemistry feels forced? And why the natural bond that once formed so easily now feels nearly impossible to create? Stay right here, because what you're about to understand will change the way you see modern relationships after 50. And if you find this speaking to you already, don't hesitate to tap that like button. It helps more senior men hear the truth they've been searching for. The biggest reason women struggle to connect with good senior men today is simple. The world changed, but the emotional foundation women grew up with didn't. You and men of your generation were raised on loyalty, effort, consistency, responsibility, and commitment. These weren't optional values. They were the core of how you loved and how you lived. Women of your generation were taught the same values, but the environment they matured into as adults rewired their emotional expectations, their relationship habits, and even their ability to trust. So now we have senior men who still operate with old-school integrity, and senior women who have been shaped by a modern world with very different emotional rules. This creates an emotional mismatch. Two hearts tuned to different frequencies, trying to create harmony but hearing static instead. Women today, especially those over 55, carry a level of emotional exhaustion that previous generations never had to face. Decades of carrying families, careers, disappointment, heartbreak, and responsibilities have filled their emotional cup to the brim. But instead of being guided toward healing, the modern world pushed them towards something else: guardedness, skepticism, and hyper-independence. Now, independence is healthy, but emotional independence taken too far becomes a wall. And while senior men often approach relationships with openness, honesty, and patience, many women today are conditioned to expect disappointment, manipulation, or abandonment. So when a good man approaches with genuine intentions, they scan for danger instead of connection. They hesitate instead of trusting. They assume your calm strength is a mask for something hidden. This defensive mindset makes the deep emotional bond you offer feel unfamiliar, almost suspicious. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because modern conditioning has taught them to stay alert, not open. Another major reason is that many senior women spent their earlier years dealing with men who lack stability, reliability, or emotional maturity. So now, when they finally meet a senior man who is emotionally balanced, who communicates honestly, who is patient, wise, and grounded, they don't know how to receive it. A good man used to be the standard. Now he feels like a rare exception, too rare to trust. They struggle to believe sincerity. They're so used to disappointment that a genuine man feels too good to be true. And instead of leaning into connection, they retreat to protect themselves. Let's be honest, many senior men have become their best selves with age. You learned from mistakes, you matured emotionally, and you developed a calm strength that used to be deeply valued. But today's dating culture has convinced many women that excitement matters more than stability. Instant chemistry matters more than compatibility. And a man who brings peace must be boring. This means good senior men often get overlooked, not because they lack value, but because modern expectations have shifted toward temporary feelings instead of long-term partnership. Emotional logic replaced emotional wisdom. Another harsh truth is this: women today live with too much noise. Their minds are overwhelmed and overloaded. They're helping grandchildren, solving adult children's problems, dealing with work stress, personal health, finances, and carrying emotional wounds from the past. When the mind is crowded, there is no space for connection. Not because they don't want connection, but because they're emotionally running on empty. This overload does not reflect your worth. It reflects the strain the modern world has placed on them. You, on the other hand, have learned to slow down, appreciate stillness, and value meaningful conversations. While you're ready for peace and companionship, she may still be operating in survival mode. And survival mode is not the place where deep connection grows. Good senior men also bring emotional clarity, something women today aren't used to anymore. You say what you mean. You don't play games. You don't hide your intentions. But today's relationship culture has normalized mixed signals, emotional confusion, and people who don't truly know what they want. So when a senior man arrives with calm, steady clarity, many women feel pressure instead of comfort. Stability requires honesty, and honesty requires vulnerability. That vulnerability often scares them. Your clarity doesn't confuse them. It exposes the emotional clutter within them. And instead of opening up, some retreat, hoping to avoid confronting old wounds. Another challenge is the rise of unrealistic expectations. Society taught many women they deserve a perfect partner, but it never taught them how to appreciate a good one. They look for emotional perfection. No scars, no flaws, no past mistakes. But senior men are real. You've lived, experienced, grown. You carry wisdom, not perfection. Yet when you show your humanity, your boundaries, your past lessons, your imperfections, some women interpret it not as maturity, but as incompatibility. They chase what feels ideal instead of what is real. This blocks them from connecting with men who are genuine, steady, and emotionally safe. There's also a new dynamic. Good senior men no longer tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or emotional games. You've lived too much life to waste time on chaos. Peace matters more than drama. Boundaries matter more than chasing approval. But many women grew up in a relationship culture where men tolerated far more than they should have. So when a senior man calmly and confidently sets boundaries, it confuses them. They misinterpret boundaries as coldness, detachment, or lack of interest, when in reality, boundaries are the foundation of healthy connection. Another reason is emotional growth, or rather, the difference in emotional growth speed. Many men in their 50s, 60s, and 70s have evolved significantly. They've become wiser, calmer, more self-aware, more emotionally mature. But not every woman has gone through the same evolution. Some remain stuck in old wounds or survival patterns. So now, emotionally ready men meet emotionally unavailable women, and an emotional mismatch always creates distance. Let's also acknowledge this. Senior men bring leadership, direction, and emotional structure. Women used to value this deeply, but modern society has taught them to reject masculine guidance and rely solely on themselves. Many now interpret leadership as control, not partnership. This creates friction because you're not trying to dominate. You're simply leading with experience. But when leadership is misunderstood as control, connection ends before it begins. And here's another powerful truth. Women often don't recognize a good man until life humbles them. In their younger years, they may have overlooked good men while chasing excitement. As they aged, those choices brought consequences. Failed relationships, emotional scars, financial stress, loneliness. Now, when they finally meet a good senior man, they want connection, but feel ashamed of their past choices. Shame becomes a wall that prevents them from accepting the love they always deserved. But perhaps the deepest reason of all is this. Good senior men bring emotional peace, and peace feels unfamiliar to many women. When someone has lived in chaos for decades, peace feels strange. When they're used to drama, kindness feels suspicious. When they're used to disappointment, consistency feels unreal. You offer emotional safety, but emotional safety is only comforting to someone who is healed. To someone still carrying emotional chaos, safety can feel uncomfortable. So instead of leaning in, they pull away. Ironically, Many women want to connect with good senior men. They talk about it, hope for it, dream of it. But wanting connection and being emotionally ready for connection are two different things. They want loyalty, but fear vulnerability. They want companionship, but fear repeating past mistakes. They want love, but don't know how to receive it anymore. You, as a good senior man, are not the problem. You are the solution they're not ready for. And if any of this resonates with you so far, make sure you're subscribed. You shouldn't miss the deeper truths coming next. If you're still here, it means this message is speaking directly to what you've experienced. And what comes next goes even deeper into the emotional truth of what happens inside a woman when she meets a good senior man. Women rarely talk about this, but almost all feel it. When a woman encounters a genuinely good senior man, stable, loyal, consistent, emotionally grounded, something shifts inside her. It happens silently, often instantly, even if she appears calm or uninterested on the outside. Underneath that composed exterior, her mind begins racing. Good men trigger something unreliable men never do: emotional reflection. Your presence becomes a mirror she didn't ask for, but suddenly has to face. Your calmness highlights how chaotic her past relationships were. Your loyalty exposes how often she settled for less. Your consistency reveals the instability she once accepted as normal. Your emotional clarity shows her how confused she has been. And instead of appreciating these reflections, many women panic. Why? Because truth is uncomfortable. It's easier to walk away from the mirror than confront what it shows. So when she pulls back, grows distant, or disconnects, it isn't always rejection. Often, it's self-protection. Not from you, but from what she feels when she's around you. Another surprising reason women struggle to connect with good senior men is this: fear of receiving what they once prayed for. It sounds strange, but it's real. Many women spent decades longing for a faithful, loving, reliable man, someone who brings peace, not drama, someone who stays, not someone who leaves, someone emotionally grounded, someone trustworthy. But when that man finally appears, they feel unprepared, unworthy, or afraid of losing him. Their fear of heartbreak becomes stronger than their desire for love. So they retreat early, believing that leaving now will hurt less than losing something meaningful later. To a good man, this looks like disinterest. In reality, it's emotional fear disguised as avoidance. Good senior men also reveal a woman's emotional readiness, something she cannot hide when faced with true maturity. When you show up with direction, responsibility, and emotional steadiness, she realizes she can't play games. She can't manipulate or use emotional shortcuts. She can't hide behind mixed signals or pretend not to know what she wants. That level of emotional accountability scares her. Many women grew used to men they could influence, control, or manage emotionally. Men who needed reassurance, validation, or caretaking. Men whose instability made them predictable in their chaos. But a good senior man, he doesn't need validation. He doesn't chase attention. He doesn't respond to manipulation. He doesn't crumble under emotional pressure. Your strength requires her to rise emotionally. And not every woman is prepared to grow at that level. Some would rather withdraw than evolve. There's another deeper layer many men never realize. Some women carry guilt from past relationships where they hurt good men. Maybe she pushed away a man who genuinely cared. Maybe she chose excitement over stability. Maybe she stayed with someone who broke her emotionally while ignoring someone who would have cherished her. Maybe she caused pain she never apologized for. So now, when she meets a senior man with the same goodness she once took for granted, she fears repeating the same mistake. But instead of choosing to rise, she disconnects out of guilt, believing she doesn't deserve a man like you. Guilt builds walls faster than heartbreak ever could. Another emotional block many women carry is comparison. Not comparison to other women, but comparison to themselves. She compares herself to the younger, more energetic, more confident version of who she once was. And when she stands beside a senior man who has aged gracefully, emotionally, and mentally, she worries, am I enough? Will he lose interest? Does he deserve someone better? Is he secretly judging me? These insecurities grow louder than your presence, and insecurity kills connection long before love has a chance to grow. Most senior men aren't judging women harshly. You're far more understanding than they think, but the battle inside them becomes stronger than the connection between you. One of the biggest emotional barriers is impatience. Today's world encourages instant gratification, instant chemistry, instant reassurance, instant confort. But real connection, especially with a good man, doesn't spark instantly. It grows slowly, steadily, deeply. Women have grown accustomed to quick sparks, forgetting that sparks fade. Good men don't create sparks. They create warmth that builds gradually and lasts longer. But because the connection doesn't explode instantly, some women assume it's weak. They walk away before the deeper bond has time to form. Their impatience steals what their heart actually wants. Another powerful force is emotional independence, an identity many women built through survival, divorce, betrayal, raising children alone, career demands, financial pressures. Life forced them to become emotionally self-sufficient. So when a good senior man offers companionship, care, and partnership, it feels threatening to the independence they fought so hard to build. They want connection, but not dependency. They want closeness, but not vulnerability. They want partnership, but without surrendering control. A good man requires emotional openness. And for many women, openness feels like exposure. Distance feels safer than intimacy. Another reason many women struggle is that good senior men do not entertain drama. You don't escalate arguments. You don't seek conflict. You don't reward emotional outbursts with more chaos. You don't chase after someone trying to provoke you. Women who associate love with emotional intensity struggle with this. They mistake your peace for boredom, your calmness for disinterest, your silence for emotional withdrawal. They don't realize that mature love looks quiet, stable, consistent, respectful. They disconnect because they expect emotional chaos, not emotional balance. Some women also fear commitment, yet they disguise it as independence. After years of heartbreak, commitment feels heavy, responsibility feels exhausting, emotional intimacy feels dangerous. Connecting with a good senior man means opening a door they've kept locked for years. And even if they want to open it, fear convinces them to walk away. There's another truth that often stings. Women sometimes underestimate good men. Your calmness is mistaken for softness. Your kindness is mistaken for simplicity. Your loyalty is mistaken for being replaceable. But good senior men are rare. Wisdom, integrity, patience, emotional maturity. These qualities are not common. Many women realize this too late. By the time they understand the value of what they had, the connection is already gone. But here's the truth women rarely admit out loud. A good senior man awakens the part of them that still wants real love. Not excitement, not temporary attention, not emotional chaos. They want the kind of companionship you bring. The peace, the stability, the understanding, the warmth. But wanting it is not the same as being ready for it. If she hasn't healed, she cannot meet you where you are. She sees your value. She feels the connection, but she cannot receive it. Here's something most senior men never see. When a woman disconnects from a good man, she often blames herself in private. She wonders why she felt scared, why she pulled away, why she couldn't open up, why the connection felt overwhelming. She won't say it out loud, but she knows when she loses a good man, and that regret can linger for years, sometimes for life. The truth is profound. You are not hard to love. You are hard to replace. Women struggle to connect with you, not because you lack value, but because your value requires emotional readiness. They fear losing what they never allowed themselves to build, so they avoid it before it begins. You are the kind of man who offers peace in a world full of noise, consistency in a world full of confusion, loyalty in a world full of temporary attention. Many women want that desperately, but only a few are emotionally ready for it. So never take their inability to connect personally. It is not a reflection of your worth. It is a reflection of their readiness. You are the chapter they want, but aren't prepared to read. The story they desire, but aren't strong enough to live. The blessing they recognize, but aren't healed enough to receive. And here is the hopeful truth. The right woman does not struggle to connect with a good senior man. She recognizes him immediately. She appreciates his wisdom. She values his presence. She respects his peace. She does not confuse calmness with boredom or kindness with weakness. She feels safe, not scared. She feels understood, not judged. She feels ready, not overwhelmed, because she is healed enough to receive the love you are capable of giving. And if this message has opened your eyes or brought you clarity, make sure you like this video and subscribe. There's a world of men just like you who deserve the truth, and your support helps this message reach them.